Hey guys, I'm Bryson.
I'm Raymond.
We're just here to give a quick rundown of the Edmonton 2018 league final game between basically ourselves here. Just to get a quick rundown, myself and Raymond were pretty big in the Edmonton community. Play a lot of tournaments. Recently played in the Calgary regionals. I've been I think a little bit more traveling than you have, but you've hit every local tournament without
Every local one I can.
yeah, exactly. So, just giving a little background on the kind of what this all entailed here is Brad and Bill, two awesome guys from the community, two awesome players. They were able to organize a league for the city. The league itself, I think it spawned about 6 or 7 games. 7 games, I think.
7 games for most people.
7 games for most people, yeah, that's right. So there's about 18 to 20 people. You got about 7 games out of it. Each of the games were, they were the, what's the word I'm looking for?
The community developed.
The community developed objectives. Objectives is the word I think we're all looking for. Yeah, and there was great rules that you can only use pilots once. Certain cards were banned, things like that. And for the most part, I think it was a huge success. I really have to give them hats off for the organization of that, as well as just how awesome it was all ran. Going from my perspective in the league, I kind of wanted to have a more fun approach. So every game I played against, I kind of said, "Hey, let's run some jank if we could." How did your league experience go?
It was pretty good overall. I really liked the objectives. It really made each match feel unique and different. Most of the part, I just ran dirty meta stuff because I wanted to win.
yeah,
and
that works too.
The first game I ended up running was the game that mattered because of tiebreakers. So
yeah.
Ray and Fenn and Captain Rex should not be able to fit the same list.
Yeah, exactly. But I had to face one of those. It was fun, and here I am trying to make Suckus work. And so
did you bring 3 U-wings?
Yeah, it was me versus Luke in our game, because me and Luke are kind of notorious for playing U-wings. I said, hey, let's make a U-wing brawl, and so we both just decked out 2 U-wings and just went at it, and it was a blast. Against Jade, we ran all 4 of the attack shuttles, all 4 of them each, and it was just a blast. So I had a really fun experience just flying weird ships in the league. So going on to the league finals here. So for me and Raymond to get to the finals, we each had to play 3 games in the playoffs. So I guess I'll just go first. I'll let you run down yours. So my first game, I had to play the winner of the opposite bracket. So that was Bill. Bill, extremely solid player. He's an extremely good friend, and obviously he's running the league, so he's just a great guy overall. The rules that were made for us actually before were you can't have a pilot over PS6, and with that being said, you can only have 1 pilot PS6. So it was kind of interesting on what the builds that people were thinking of going and kind of where their mindsets were going. So ultimately, a lot of people led to riots all over the place. I think Snap
was everywhere.
Snap with R2D2 took over for Poe, things like that. So I guess we also had to bring 3 squads. In the 3 squads, as you were randomly chosen which you got to play, and then as you made the finals, you obviously got reduced. So my 3 squads, I had I was able to fit Ryad and a Defender, I think the Onyx Squadron PS3, I want to say that one. And then I was able to fit a TIE Silencer done up to, it was roughly like 38 points. My second squad, Snap Wexley, Lorick, and Ezra.
So disgusting.
Stressful with Snap. And then my final list was Captain Justero, Cartel Malder, and what's the Soul Sixa, with just the Supreme Alpha Strike that list is. So those are the 3 lists. I wanted to have fun, but everyone else was like, nope, we're going hard. So I was like, all right, what are the 3 worst lists I can come up with? So my first game against Bill, Bill was able to run Lone Wolf Ryad with pretty much a rack wannabe. And it was pretty effective with Palp. Nothing died our entire game. I ended up winning on time, just simply because I got half points on rack and rack wannabe, whatever you want to call it. From that, my second game I had to play against Adam, super solid player from Edmonton. Unfortunately, he ran into Stressfall, and he was running whatever the PS6 ace of the Protector and Starfighter is, Cad Solus, I think. Cad Solus?
Yeah, the one that focus from stress.
If you do a K turn, you get 2 focuses, or a red mover, you get 2, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was unfortunate enough to fly that against Stressfall, so Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, he got into range 2 of a low at one point in the game, which isn't hard to do, and yeah, it was the end of it. Then final game I had was against Raymond here, and I was flying Soul 6 Justero and the Mulder, all kind of done up with harpoons and Alpha Strike ready. So, what about you? What was?
So I really like to approach with having the PS6 map. It was very like you had to bring a bid. One thing is that they did ban Asajj, Vessery, and Echo. So, because if Bill with his Echo would have just tore up everything. But so for my first list, I ended up bringing was basically like Kylo Ren minus it was a PS6 silencer done exactly up like Kylo Ren, Lone Wolf Ryad, no stealth device though because I wanted the bid, and then a countdown with lightweight frame. Played my first game against Igor. It was triple defenders versus my list, and it was a slog, but ended up being able to just chip away at his Ryad and win on points on time, so that was really good. Second game was against Andrew, another really good local player, always likes to fly the top meta stuff, and so he ended up flying, my first list was his list that I played against, except he put stealth device on Ryad, so no bid. And I was flying a bit of jank though. It was Snap with R2, Intensity, Advanced Optics, and BB-8. So no regen, but just crazy amounts of maneuverability. And then Blue Ace with Flight Assist Astromech and integrated. It was just Blue Ace with Flight Assist when he's one of the highest pile skills is absolutely disgusting. One hard boost after your maneuver, it won me the game actually with being able to get a block on his silencer and just lit it up. And then also had Sabine with Auto Blaster and Intensity and Chewbacca just to make her really tanky. So, and then for the final, it was, unless I've flown a lot, but not in this particular iteration, but it actually gets better in this iteration because Pure Sabak with Expertise, Lightweight Frame, having him as the highest pile skill, as you'll see, was really a huge boon and really helped me out there. And then Countdown again with Lightweight Frame, Wampa, and then Yor with Palpatine. So.
Yeah, solid stuff. So, all right, we'll get the footage going here for you guys. Hopefully I got the right button there. There we go. So, yeah, so as we're going in the game, we have Soul Sixa with Trajectory, Bomblet, Genius, kind of done up similar to how Nim would be done in a similar list. We got Captain Justero. I think I got harpoons on him as well as fail-safe munitions and guidance chips, just so, just get the Alpha Strike off. And then the final Cartel Mulder with I think I went really light on him. I think I went just harpoons and guidance chips and then unhinged. This was my first time. Like I'm not really. I don't love the Alpha Strike list. That's not my play style. So when I was just coming up, what's the most degenerate thing that people are going to run? Oh, probably something like this. I need to just fly this. So this is my first time flying it. So I don't think it was necessarily optimized. After being the first time playing it, but it was definitely you can tell that it was a solid
it's a
squad.
Very solid squad. That you get that alpha off correctly, and it can just melt anything.
Yeah.
Miranda can melt it quite in one round. And just of course there's no Miranda in this format.
Yeah, looking at Raymond's squad, they got you got Wampa, Palp Shuttle, Countdown. You got what's the last one? Pure Sabak. Yeah. Pure Sabak is just one of those nasty pilots. You just kind of forget about him, and he's just unloading Fort Ice into you, kind of thing. So, him and Countdown are just such a solid combo, and they're such a cheap combo, and they're able to strive so well at this PS6 limit that I think everyone kind of just forgot about the adaptive ailerons is kind of like a bad version of advanced sensors, being able to see where your opponent's going just from the initial and then deal with it, especially with the bids. So I think for the rock placement, my mindset, it's despite what it is go for Pure Sabak when I can, but obviously go for the Palp Shuttle. Spreading out the asteroids as far away as possible. Just make a nice lane for the harpoons. What was your kind of mindset going into it?
For my mindset, it was kind of keep them clustered because I have that maneuverability where ships don't. One interesting wrinkle of this game was that every ship was given a 2.0 Predator, so we were simulating bullseye arcs, and also we were given 3 seismic bombs that work as they do in 2.0. So but they changed rules a bit, so it still worked as a reveal bomb in 1.0. So it's kind of like XWing 1.5.
Yeah.
And being able to cluster everything with having the strikers with bombs in this format that we ended up doing was very. My idea is just get everything close together so I can hopefully just use strikers with bombs, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. As you guys can probably tell from the setup, this is I had no idea what I was doing kind of from the get-go, whereas Raymond has his kind of setup on on lockdown there. I knew Justero's dial isn't very good, so I was just trying to maybe keep him the inside, turn tight around that asteroid, and then try to unload on pretty much the first, whatever the ship you feed me is kind of the option there. So, and you know, you have things kind of perfectly set up to go either way, and it's what's about to go on. So.
Oh yeah, that's just Brad, one of the other tournament organizers, giving us our seismics. I think he's explaining the scenario. He didn't explain the scenario until after setup. Now that we read it correctly. So
yeah, the seismics.
So none of us knew until this point that we actually had seismics on that we could give to any of our ships and at any time. It's basically like a universal upgrade.
Yeah.
So
yeah, every ship with seismics. It's just so good on a striker.
yeah, I was very happy.
Yeah. And yeah, this is my first time flying Sol, and I'm very well versed with NIM and dropping bombs. Bombs are my game, but just the dropping it with the one heart is just kind of a new thing that I didn't really think about up until this game. So you can see we were just decided to cut out all the the thinking. I feel like that we can just kind of talk over, make it be a little quicker. So
in full disclosure, I'm pretty sure this is both our first times doing something like this. So there's going to be some hiccups. So
yeah, so we're just gonna zoom to movement. We're gonna kind of just skip the whole dial phase. So just bear with us on that side of things. So we have all dials set. I think going through my head. Yeah, let's start here. I think whoever you give me first, that's kind of who I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Who was your kind of prime target that you were?
My prime target was just Justero. I've played against the PS10 version of this list before, and just getting that double tap, especially with you having bombs, and especially now that you have double the amount of bombs and seismic, having Justero being able to double tap is just disgusting. So I needed to get him out. And also, if it came down to the end game, my whole thing was like, if I can keep one of my strikers alive, ideally Pure Sabak, then my maneuverability would hopefully help me out. Was kind of the idea.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, me just kind of a nice slow opening, just going 2 straight, just kind of feel out where Raymond's going. Raymond going with the bump with Wampa on the PAL shuttle there, and then kind of moving the strikers toward the bottom side of the table there. So it looks like they're going to kind of coming in for the side, which is a really solid idea. You're kind of shelling up, slowing yourself right down.
Slowing down strikers is not always easy.
Yeah, it's totally. So yeah, I mean, just kind of fanning out the ships just a bit, just to when they all decide to turn, they all have kind of different difficulties of turn maneuvers. So I had to kind of pull. That was the one thing I did kind of think about. I was like, if they were going to do a 2 hard or 3 hard, can they do that? So
why not hurt myself?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I noticed that Raymond's coming kind of hard up. Knowing that the ships I have, they're not the most maneuverable. I have bare minimum repositions, and I have initiative, so he's kind of always going to get all full information as he's moving there. So yeah, it's an interesting first turn kind of game so far, right? So
just setting up, because getting in position, we both I think want to meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's just how we meet is what we're both trying to kind of.
I don't think it's as visible on this game, but kind of right above the D on the Blizzard Squadron logo there, I think there's an asteroid right there.
Yeah.
Like right around there. So it's kind of, I remember that kind of making like an interesting, like from my perspective, I have kind of a fork. I have to kind of pick if I'm going to go onto the left side of the logo as we're looking at it, or the right side.
Yeah, so it's looking at it now, you can barely see it, but on the top of the logo, there's at the blue section, there's one of the
above the Zs, I think. Above, right? Yeah, like at the top of the logo.
Yeah, by the Zs, there's one, and then also at the very top of the logo, just above the AT-AT head.
Yeah, so there's like 2 hidden right in there. So just as if anyone's wondering why we're doing specific moves, there was asteroids there. So yeah, I think as we just went back to dials and do our raveling. So me not really liking the turns that was available to those ships. I think I wanted to spread it then. And noticing that you're going down, I think this is the moment that I'm like, okay, now I got to make some decisions here on. You're going toward like your left down around those asteroids, where I'm still kind of going at a different vector there. So
yeah. You just bring him up to kind of join Spock on the side approach.
Wampa with a dirty ability that everyone likes to forget about until it happens. The was it cancel crit to put a face down damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wampa is, it's just such a cheap filler ship, but if you forget about it, it's going to make you pay, right?
Yep.
And, all my ships don't have any agility whatsoever, so everything, you hit them gently is going to hit them kind of thing. So we're bringing the Mulder there, and just kind of banking. I think, just kind of feeling out where you're going. Just, I feel like if it was time to turn in, it would be a little easier then.
Yeah,
Just having him in the angle there.
And for me, instead of like turtling the shuttle up, especially with how those rocks were set up, I had to kind of commit to one side. And my mind at this point, I was thinking, kind of like a door, kind of have everything slowly go out that way. And the Lambda is the perfect slow ship to have move slow. But having a 2-bank on a large base ship is actually like, everybody gives the Lambda, well, a hard time for how slow it is, which it is. It does have the worst dial, but people don't expect those 2 banks to give it a little burst of speed.
Yeah. And just focus. So.
Yeah.
Looks like you're just moving
just bring it
Pierce back, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And for me, it was the advantage of ailerons here was originally I was thinking like if you came in hard with the Kirax, I was actually just going to go one straight, so I'd be going even further down the corner.
Yeah.
And just having the effectively like PS11 ailerons really let me tailor my approach to your approach.
Yeah, no, ailerons, they're just everyone kind of forgets about them. It's kind of it was just so good in the matchup just for judging distances and whatnot. So yeah, we're still just a little bit out of range. So yeah, you have me in a really interesting setup right now. So you have the Palp shuttle kind of going one way. So from this, it would be going from the bottom right-hand corner of the screen to the top, and then you have all of your other ships kind of on the left side of that rock toward the bottom there, kind of going. So you're forking yourself out. So it's in my head, I think I'm making decisions like, all right, who do you
have to kill?
Yeah, because the power of my list is you kind of have to have all guns looking at one thing. If you with being like limited harpoons on the ships, totally you can reload, but that takes actions and times. You kind of have to pick something and make it hurt. So right now I'm kind of just trying to eyeball the distances to the shuttle, or can I get Soul around there to maybe get shots at the strike? Well, just what's the best best options here.
I think that's me checking out the Kirax stuff because I actually don't remember what I've flown against them so many times.
Yeah, there was the rock there just at the top of the Blizzard Squadron logo. That was an interesting placement because it was kind of like if I'm going to turn down toward your strikers, I really had to commit hard with all the ships, and then that rock's going to be kind of problematic. So if I did I think at 3 hard, I figured I'd be pretty close, if not on the rock.
Yeah.
And then if I the Mulder there, he wasn't in too bad of a spot. Like he could turn, but then it would be an interesting next. So I think that was the rock there is kind of what I'm thinking about. You can kind of see me just trying to eye up like what's the best vector to attack on here. Strikers, double reposition.
The amount of the one disadvantage with strikers is the amount of, since you have to use ailerons, the amount of pre-visualization you have to do in order to not rock yourself is like, for me, I was just thinking if I could bank left and come around the rock, like with turn with Sabak up on the top left there, or bottom left, I guess. But yeah, I've lost many a game especially when I first started playing strikers by double ailerons and regular movement, both on a rock. So it's definitely a ship that rewards practice. Cause
absolutely.
But I think we're set.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to seg dials here. maybe just fast forward.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll fast forward for you guys.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're back here. Just had our dials down there. So start with Justero. Same PS as your surprise. So yeah, I decided to kind of go for the shuttle here. So keep jetting forward there. I think it was like 4 straight.
Yeah. Your just stops, does the lambda thing.
Yeah, that was I thought you would be a little quicker, but yeah, no, it was perfectly played there. Wampa, looks like Wampa's kind of 3-banking right up into the fight there. Doing a barrel roll.
Barrel roll is because if that debris was right in front of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Wampa's a her.
Yeah.
I've always assumed all the unnamed Imperial bases are.
Right here, this is an interesting spot because the Cardinal Mala there, I think he just eyeing up. I think I just had Wampa in arc, just in arc, and I think it was through an Astro. Yeah, you can see this. Yeah, so right now, I think just probably going to take a target lock on Wampa. And just seeing as Wampa's untokened right now, this is a good chance to just try to take that ship out if I can.
Yep. This is what I was expecting the Kimagila to kind of commit whichever way that the Justero did, so you would have kind of gave yourself both options.
Yeah, just him having his dial, it's really a weak dial, so that's why you kind of have to go really slow and pick your targets carefully. So obviously I would want to put it into Pure Sabak if I could, but Pure Sabak is, it was just out of the option for the first, you were doing a really good job of protecting him in the one corner, and it's wasn't the easiest to do. Soul coming up, looks like a 3 straight. Yeah, so definitely I'm just kind of doubling down. I just gotta get Palp out of there. That's just what you gotta do whenever you're facing. Everything becomes a lot easier to kill when Palp's not on the board. So that's for sure.
Yep. No, Countdown's kind of setting himself up to just kind of commit one way or the other.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think for the barrel roll here, I was just thinking, next turn a nice 3-bank will probably catch just about everything. But more or less, I was trying to set it up for Justero, just so Justero's too hard. No bolt bump. I think that's the mindset that I was having there for the next round. Yeah, you coming in here hard with Pure Sabak, barrel rolling out of arcs.
The 1-bank, 3-bank gives you so much space to cover, and then a barrel roll afterwards is so.
Yeah, going to range 3. It looks like so we're starting to shoot Pure Sabak onto the Kimagila there.
Yep. And Pure Sabak did have expertise, which was.
Oh yeah, we're checking. I think we're checking Predator right now.
Oh yeah, the 2.0 Predator there. One of the disadvantages we had this game was because it is still 1.0 templates, there was no bullseye arc measures. We kind of had to guesstimate as best as possible. I think we nailed it pretty good. It just
we got it most part. Yeah,
it took a while.
Yeah, so that's I was checking if you had if you had your. I think you were just out.
I think it was just out
of Predator. Yeah, so I think if I remember, I think Palps.
I palped a crit.
Yeah, you palped a crit on this roll. So
range 3, only 2 shield. I was hoping to just. I was only going to be taking the 1 shot, so I kind of was hoping to just push through as much damage.
Push through, absolutely, yeah. There's Palp coming in.
And then
it was one hit.
There was 4 blanks. 4 blanks, so Palp for a crit, and then he...
so...
And then Bryson rolled up.
Yeah,
he rolled
one
rolled
evade.
Same
evade. So here's the Kimagila coming up. So he has Deadeye, but in this he took a target lock. So this is him shooting a harpoon at Wampa and Rock there. Just time to use a harpoon up because you used Palp, so and you're untokened. So this is the chance to try to just take a ship off. So using guided ships and 2 hits, 2 crits, probably.
I think it was if I remember correctly, it was 1 hit, 3 crits.
Yeah.
And then I rolled.
1 hit, 3 crits. There is.
I rolled. Yep, I rolled 1 evade.
Yeah.
So took 3 crits. TIE fighters do what TIE fighters do. They rather pop in 1 shot or they hang on to the end.
Yeah, so that was definitely on the engagement there. I definitely had the better just starting point there, just being able to just ace Wampa from the get-go. And then, just checking everything else. So interesting first engage. I definitely think from the get-go it could have been different if you just got a little bit better of a roll with Pure Sabat there. Just that would, if you did more damage in that case, I would have done something drastically different next. But because Wampa is gone, you're the one side's kind of falling apart. So I can definitely just push toward the shovel now, right? So kind of open that up in my mind, just being able to just ace your ships as quickly as I did.
Yeah. And this is where that rock for me with Sabak kind of.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure, okay, how do I need to put pressure on now because I'm down a ship. Like even though it's only a TIE fighter, it's still at this point trading a ship for 0 damage is never where you want to be at.
Yeah.
So. But for me, it was just trying to figure out with Sabak which way he wants to go.
Yeah.
And figure out where that happens once we skip ahead here.
So I think in my head right now, for whatever reason, I figured you were going to go after the Key Magilla first and like aggressively. I wasn't figuring that your prime target was going to be just Steros. So anything that I would do straight with the Key Magilla would just kind of set him up for. And so let's remind, he doesn't have extra munitions, so he shot his harpoon. So he's just shooting his primary. That's it's okay, right? It's still 3 dice, but it's the whole point of this list is the harpoons on it.
It's triple harpoons.
Yeah.
Same go.
But that so with this, any move straight or any move to the right to engage the strikers isn't necessarily a good move for me. It's if I engage the strikers, they obviously have the advantage in that case, and so, despite the Key Magilla having 6 hull and 2 shields, it's if you hit it a couple times, it's going to start definitely damaging. And for me, it was more worthwhile to try keep that ship along just toward the end game, just with the reload, the consistent dishing out harpoon whenever it can. I almost didn't really want to lose it. I'd rather take any other ship almost. Just the reloading harpoons can just end game so good. So
you always have that threat.
Yeah.
4 dice with guidance. Chip.
So the obvious move here is go 1 or 2 straight and do anything. But I'm pretty sure I was thinking I just need to hide him as far left as possible. Just flank off and reevaluate my life later on. Because the strikers, I wasn't really sure what you were going to do with the strikers. I knew you were kind of getting into asteroid trouble, just based off the positioning of them. So I wasn't sure. Going straight would be an obvious option. You'd have 2 range 1-shots at the Key Magilla, but if I turn it away, I think it would be safer. So that was just kind of the mindset.
Makes sense. And at this point, it was just, in my mind, I need, especially now that I'm down a ship, I really need to double down on trying to take out Jostero, but also being aware of Sol 6's bombs, and also the fact that every ship has seismics. It was having to engage, after that initial round of combat, having to gauge this, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember.
We'll figure it out.
We'll
figure out what mine is.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just trying to figure out how to approach them.
Yeah.
Such a simple, but yeah, figuring out getting the approach right now, especially that the engagement first round didn't win as it did, I need to really be cautious about those bombs, because strikers with only 4 health against bombs are not a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll fast forward here for you guys. All right, so as I paused it, we just got to the perfect spot where we wanted to play it from. So, yeah, we have Jostero coming in, kind of the obvious, just the more obvious choice here for him to do. Just focus up with Deadeye, so just trying to set up something. Your stress, so I knew Yor had to come in. It was just a matter of which of your few greens we're going to do.
And my Lambda, it's just, it never wants to stay on its base.
Yeah, I think we actually had a couple moments. Yeah, we did it up backwards.
Yeah, it was.
I was struggling a little bit. It was a good time.
Yep. I feel like the 2 bank was aggressive enough, but it was also just, for me, I was thinking you might have gone a bit slower to try to gauge. So I figured if a Lambda of all things can kind of catch off guard and flank, it would have been ideal. But
yeah, so here I definitely thought I was going to make that 3 hard just to try to hide the Key Magilla behind the Jostero, setting up K turn for the next turn. That was kind of the whole plan of that. Just put him in the worst spot I possibly could have right there. Just bumped bumped right where I didn't want him to be. So
And count down 1 banking, 3 banking,
yeah,
the
so
rocks.
knowing you're coming nice and straight and all things striker-ish, it's good.
Yeah.
I think I launched using trajectory, kind of eyed up. Just it may not. It looked at the time that it would be close, and then looking up top here, it clearly doesn't look like it is. But yeah, I promise.
In the moment.
Yeah, in the moment it looked like it was a lot closer than it was. So I promise that I've done that once or twice to good effect.
Yeah, it's bomblet. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, it's free. So yeah, Soul coming in, probably taking a target lock. I'm guessing. Trying to, despite that striker being range 1 and all things bad, you have to get rid of Palp. You really do. And just about every time you play, when Palp's off the board, everything will die a lot easier. So.
I was hoping you would at this point be going for my striker, just because countdown in your no matter what dice you throw at it, I can just negate that for 1 hit and do. And we figured this out beforehand. I made sure that Justero's ability didn't trigger off the countdown, so that's why I had no problems with just kind of throwing him to the wolves.
Yeah, no, it was. It was. I was thinking up in my head, do you just take that striker? But no, it's just such a waste, right? You have to go for Palp as much as possible. And then this being said, the further turns from this, you're just not going to be in great positioning, right? So it's just gonna it just benefit me from there. But no, we have Pierce back coming in, and Pierce back having highest pile skill on the board and a bid to move last is never a good thing. So
I would disagree. But for this turn, I can't even remember what I did. I think I was debating doing the 1 forward with ailerons here and then just kind of eating the rock so I could get all guns in.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I was thinking about. It's the one thing with ailerons, when people don't do what you're expecting, and you have to adapt on the fly.
Yeah, so you're banking away, just trying to get away from that rock, and then 3 bank.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I had to take Sabak out of the fight for the 1 round here.
Did you roll?
I think I barreled.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just perfect, exactly where I didn't want to be, and you're able to just catch it there. So it was just out of luck. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So Bomblet goes off, and it was just out of range of everything. So it hit me. But I think I blanked. Took a shield.
Yeah.
So it was super effective at getting me there. That would be a theme I feel with the ships are able to dodge the trajectory simulator there. So Nim throwing his first harpoon there.
I'm pretty sure it was 4 hits.
Yeah. Oh no, it was reroll. So yeah, it looks like it was probably just 2 hits and a crit there with guidance.
And how many am I taking off there? I know I blanked out on the defense roll. I think it was 3 shields were taken off, something like that.
Yeah, something to that extent. It wasn't as spectacular as it needed to be. So then I think it's Justero's up here.
Countdown into Justero.
Countdown range 1 and helping the crit.
Help the crit with focus.
And blanks. Or no, 1 evade. Looks like 1 evade, so just take. Things start chewing up, and I think I got a damage engine because I saw that and I was. As soon as I saw damage engine, I was like, great, the one thing I needed out of this thing I can't even do anymore. So at this point, Justero was hurting pretty good. So he's just trying to throw his harpoon into Palp there, and I believe it just had Deadeye, so it was just hit crit, right? That's guidance chips. Yeah, that was a kind of a whiffed on that roll, but I guess it happens with Deadeye. So that being said, though, that would trigger the crit was able to trigger the harpoon condition. So this is you'll see us just thinking it out here, but now Justero's ability is going to trigger.
Yep. And so Palp's. So I believe at this point the shuttle was down shields and had 1 hull damage onto it.
Yeah, this is just us checking, and because I think
countdown
was supposed to take a damage too, just because of the harpoon condition off. And that's what we're just trying to figure out.
Yeah, I kind of jumped the gun and was going to attack with the Lambda, but Justero got his shot.
Second shot,
and he did it into count. No,
No,
he did
yeah,
it into
just in the
shuttle.
shuttle. Yeah, just in the shuttle, just because it triggered the harpoon condition there. So
Yeah.
right, turn off there. And then one hit. Yeah, so. One damage, yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess you're with 3 hull left on the
I
shuttle.
think it was 3 or 2.
Yeah,
something,
2 or 3
something
around that area. So
And
2 hits and might be the end of Justero, or he's might be on.
Yeah, 2 hits there. So
Yeah, Justero getting a little unlucky with defense dice, but yeah, it happens. It happens with the ship, so it wasn't surprising. So the shuttle is hurt. Shuttle's on fire. Soul's still full health. The cartel is still full health. And yeah, it was at this point it was an interesting, I guess, going forward. I knew your strikers they're gonna have a hard time because now you're gonna have to start against K turning to re-engage. The shuttle, your stress. So I knew where did the stress came from?
I kept the stress from the stop because I did it too big.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So I knew.
Oh, and the crit I had a shaken pilot or whichever one doesn't let me do straights with the shuttle.
Yeah, so I knew based off that, I knew the shuttle was. I could just go turn left with Soul and that would be fine. That was just kind of the mindset that I had going into that. It's just the problem with it. This list and Soul's ability is you just want to get those bombs off, but those bombs hit you, and just based on how lucky it is, they'll damage you more than they'll hurt them, right? So it's just how it works. So
I think
we'll zoom here for you guys. All right, we're back here. I believe we just got everything, all dials. Oh, you're just saying final dial there, but yeah, we gotta close enough here to.
I was really debating about what to do with Sabak this turn because I'll explain once I do it.
Yeah, I figured just looking at the position of your ships and just with the striker dial, I wasn't sure what you were gonna do with them. That was what I was like. And if I just got, you kind of had to turn around and I didn't. It was that kind of weird time of the game. So Yor was in a weird spot. Yor had to just bump.
Yeah,
It was your only
thing
option.
if I wanted to even threaten shots, I guess I could do the one way, clear the stress, and do the trade tracks.
Yep. Yeah, so I was trying to just figure all that out there.
So then your Marauder goes and he drops.
Yeah, he's driving with this seismic because this is the one time in the game I actually remember that those ships all had it because the asteroid just beside everything there. So.
Yeah, I completely forgot that we had those as well. So when I saw that, I was just like.
I remembered early game we had them. You remembered late game that we had them.
Yeah.
So
overall, between two of us, we got a full game.
Yeah, we got a full. Yeah, exactly. It's when ships don't typically have bombs, you forget that they have the ability to drop bombs in this weird format. So. Just based off this, I was like, oh, there's an asteroid here, and the way that the seismics works, that it has to be the range 1 with bomb and range 1 from the bomb to a ship to damage. I was like, I'm gonna get something. Why not?
The new seismics that they have in Team just have such a huge damage radius because of that.
Exactly. Yeah, me here just trying to get that marked. There's only about 2 or 3 hull left on the shuttle, so that being said, you had a harpoon condition, and I knew I had to just beat that just to get the shuttle off the board there. So he was able to make it just through Soul. It doesn't really look at it from the video camera there, but it was fair enough, a little bit of space there. So
there was enough.
Yeah. And then a target lock, just guarantee get that thing off the board. That's what you got to do, right? So
So
and then and I think this is countdown.
Yeah. So for countdown here, let's see what. Oh no.
I look very. Oh yeah, I'm just thinking.
You're double checking about your target lock.
Yeah.
So for countdown here, I had dialed in a 2 sloops to the left, and I was thinking that it would have taken me further past, and my goal was to turn around with countdown, use Yor to strip the stress, and just keep putting pressure on. But I unfortunately, it ended up working out in later on, but for this point in time, I was very discouraged but at the same time, I landed on the rock, I believe.
I think you just bumped. You just bumped.
I just
Sabak.
just bumped Sabak.
Yeah, then Yorite the stress.
Yorite the stress, so he can still use his ability.
Soul just using her ability there, if you're whatever, using the ability to drop it out the side. So just trying to kind of double down on trying to take out one of those pesky little strikers. They're just everywhere against my two little tanks that I got there. So I did have Auto Blaster on Soul. I know me and a couple of the guys, we always have arguments on what's better, focus or target lock, and I will always say target lock is the answer. Focus will help you on only focus results. Target lock will help you on blanks and the crits, and the focus results. So that's my 2 cents on it. But it's whatever one you take, you always need the other one.
Mathematically, yeah, whatever works out, it's always the other one.
Yeah. So I think right here I did the whole logic of. I target locked Sabak for whatever reason. I think because I just figured from all that I was going to kill the shuttle regardless. There was just for late game might as well get a target lock going on those guys there.
And some strikers interfering with themselves.
Yeah.
So for Sabak here, I'm just looking at everything and knowing Soul had his bombs. I just figured time to disengage and just reevaluate because chasing. Soul was not going to end well for me, especially because I was fairly certain I'd be losing Palp this round, so it was just kind of figure out what to do next.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
probably going to bomb time here, so the asteroids, you can see the asteroid kind of getting blown up there.
Yep. Doing the 1 to countdown.
Yeah, then the bomblet it looks like going off there, hitting me. That's of course hitting me.
Yeah.
So
I think you hit yourself almost every time.
Yeah, every time I threw a bomb, and then
of
course took a shield. I think you palped this one because you knew you were going to lose Palp. So
I palped a blank here.
And I think you only got 1 hit out of it, so you just palped it away. So
I rolled double hits and then palp. So I kept countdown at 2 health, which is. Countdown at 2 health is very survivable because of their ability.
Yeah, so
his ability, her ability.
Auto Blaster coming up and blanks or eyeballs. So there it is. Yep. You always need the opposite one you take. Always, just remember that, everyone. And here's the range 1 shot from the cartel. So 4 dice with lock. Looking like I have to spend the lock to reroll 3 of them.
Yeah,
it's kind of the story of the game. So 2 hits total.
2 hits. So if I got one of 8, but wasn't to be.
Yeah.
And then, but Palp's Harpoon did its damage.
Yeah, so that was the one thing I forgot. I didn't necessarily forget, I just knew I had to deal with it. It was, all right, he's harpooned and everything's gonna eat it here. So at this point we have a full health Soul, or like slightly damaged, 1 or a couple shields off. Cartel, I think at this point just lost all its shields just from bombs and from harpoons there, versus 2 health countdown and a full health Sabak, which it's never a good time to be in. So
at this point, I was still fairly certain that it was your game to lose kind of idea. It was, if I think that's the proper phrasing, but
it's definitely like you lost a significant portion of your list to me, losing not very much, but. The thing with Imperials is just they definitely hit outside their weight class, right? They will they only have 3 agility, but if you could evade 3 hits, you just doubled your agility essentially, or you just doubled your hull. So it's that's the one thing with them is that they're relentless in that aspect versus these 2 guys who they have a lot of hull and they can hit very hard, but you smack them a few times and crits start getting through, bad stuff starts happening to them, right? So
when you shoot them, they will take damage.
Exactly. Versus some ships that, the maneuverability of this. Yeah, like the last turn there, you kind of were in a rough spot, but now you're kind of turning around. My ships are, it's just kind of the reverse where now I have
the tag team.
Yeah.
Yeah, then for me it was just making sure to stay out of your bomblet range.
Yeah.
So keep it slow with the 1 bank, 1 hard turn, which it's a pseudo K turn, which is really nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me this turn, I might have rolled loaded. I'm pretty sure that's what I did with the
I think so.
Yeah, because just after your LOS, it's just time to reload. So I don't think I put the token down, but I'm pretty sure he's reloading because that's the thing.
He wasn't getting shots either way.
Yeah,
so.
either way, he wasn't shooting, and you might as well just try to get that harpoon back because that's the thing he needs to do. So as you come in with bow strikers, kind of guns a-blazing. So shots, I think maybe just one. Yeah, range 3.
Range 3 for countdown.
Maybe even through a rock, but it's
Yeah, I don't know because that rock was blown up.
so 3. It was an arrow. That's range 3. So looks like
I think you took 1.
took 1. Yeah, there's 1. Yeah, it's just slowly chipping away at him, and that's kind of all it takes to slap those guys around, right?
Yeah.
Just consistent damage.
Consistent damage and just being able, leveraging ailerons to kind of take advantage of your ship's slower maneuverability.
Yeah,
So,
like my guys they're predictable, right? Yeah, eventually he has to turn around somehow to get you. Soul's a little bit trickier, but at the end of the day, you're able to outmaneuver birds, and
I was very happy to find out though that his Chemogila didn't have contraband cybernetics because I was worried.
Here.
I think I was confirming it here.
Yeah.
That if you had contraband, because I was worried about the K turn to get the harpoon off.
Yeah. And just me and less building it. I'm pretty ssure I put contraband on Justero, just thinking Justero was not the prime target. Raymond played it really smart to take him out first. But yeah, the Chemogillas they thrive with that contraband. Just their dial is just so weak that being able to K turn and then get an action is just so worth it. So I think right now I'm like, okay, I'm going to K turn and not have actions, and Soul's going to turn in and hopefully try to get something going. Soul needs to get in the fight. Like, not that she hasn't been out of the fight, but it's just like now it's her time to kind of get in there and do her thing.
Do her auto blaster shenanigans.
Yeah.
And bombs.
Yeah, that's what she's so. I think that's what I'm kind of setting up here is the K turn, the chemo, the turn in with Soul.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't sure at this point who you're going to go after, but
if I remember, I was also worried at this point too that you were going to do the Talon roll and just try to fire off that harpoon and Savak.
Yeah, that was another thing I was thinking of too. It's just a matter of it was it was something I was thinking about. It definitely was. Later on in the game, I'm pretty sure I started getting a little bit more friendly with those Talon rolls too. So here comes the K turn with the K turn and the chemo. I believe now a fully reloaded one, but
So no target lockout, thankfully.
Yeah, no target lock or focus for Deadeye. So.
And for this, this was me I think at this point it was getting a bit nervous, and I should have 2 banks, but I did it too hard, and I just, for how I was perceiving the angle at that moment, I was just like, okay, I need to go around.
I think you took an evade, right? That's
I took an evade.
Square evade tokens. That's me switching the lock because I got range 2. I think at this point you only had 1 hull left or for whatever reason because I think maybe it was 1 or 2 because because I knew that doing this I could just take out that ship quick.
Yeah.
And even with your ability, I just figured that was it was like an easy kill essentially. So that's why there I was switching the lock. Hindsight, obviously, maybe just should have, maybe not, but it was just there was no reason not to at this time. So
and then at this point, Countdown's not shooting at you either.
Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah, because even though you could have counted down his ability, I thought I could have killed you there. So that's why I was okay. It's time to just take out Countdown from the game.
I think he must have had. I forget where he would have lost the first health.
Just
the harpoon and the 2 bombs. So he had 1 left.
Yeah, and I think this is you.
This was me
nattying it with the evade token.
Nattying it out with the
so there
triple evade, spend the evade.
Yeah, so that I think that ship actually only had 1 hull left because that was my chance to kill it. But and then me wasting my last harpoon, and then I was like, great, like you just nattied out of this harpoon, like glorious. And then here's Pierceback doing Pierceback things, rolling four hits, and then me blanking out. So here's here it starts, right? Just rip it into those ships. And then the chemo trying to take out Countdown, or with 1, it's not going through, right? So the Countdown just able to cling to life there.
Yep.
So now at this point is when as soon as you natted it, I was like, oh man, like now I'm not, because if I could have killed that, then it was, the game was fully in my control. But it's the fact that you just natted it, Soul's out of harpoons.
Yep.
I'm not even, Soul, despite her being him, whatever, is in the spot that they're in. It's just, it wasn't the best of spots, really. You're either chasing down Countdown and whatever, then you have Pierce it back, full of health, just unloading into your Key Magilla, or you turn it, Pierce it back, and they move after you. They're just getting out of your arc. So right now, it wasn't, despite it looking like it was a good position, I actually didn't like the position that much. The Key Magilla, I think, is pretty obvious. Just go, one straight focus up and kind of shoot whatever you can shoot at. So, but Soul, I think I couldn't decide who the best target here was.
Yeah, and for me at this point, it was at this. Like I said, I got lucky there, and I had to capitalize on that. So kind of my maneuvering mistake ended up helping me out here in that I was able to get him to kind of split his forces, because bring Countdown up the one side and Sabak down the other. So if he was going to try to kill one of my ships, he wouldn't be able to get shots on both unless he was splitting fire. So
yeah, it's amazing. Just Fortnite's harpoon, just don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Just don't even worry about it.
Just shrug it right off.
No consequences.
Just like Luke last Jedi there. Just
don't even worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, all right. We'll just probably pause it here and we'll go to the next section there for you guys. All right, we're back here. Start the game for you guys. Oh, maybe a little too late. Whatever. It's gonna be a couple seconds from here. So.
I'm pretty sure you're just figuring out what Soul's doing.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I honestly had no idea which way you're going to go.
Yeah, this was the turning point. So, yeah, we got the one straight from the Key Magilla. Pretty obvious, just because it was, in hindsight, I probably should have target locked. That's, even with Deadeye, as good as things are. But I figured that you're probably going to get out of dodge and get out of arc. It's just because that's just how maneuverable those ships are at this PS. That maybe the focus was maybe a better call just defensively too. So
yeah. For me, it was that I honestly had forgotten that the Key Magilla had Deadeye.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. This is me here. Yeah, you can see me just thinking completely forgot that you had the bomb on that on those things.
Yeah. And I was just confirming with Brad that the bombs were dropping at the same time as they did, which
just
is after revealing.
After revealing, yeah.
So with the ailerons and then being able to drop, it was very. It was. It's really nice.
Two tallying.
Yep.
Yeah. Two
round.
Yep. And
only got one health left, so I don't need to worry about the stress to keep her ability active.
Soul being Soul. Yeah, I decided to try to get Sabak down because I can't have Sabak just throwing those 4 dice all day here. Now I'm just trying to think, is there a way that I can block you? That was I think that's what I was trying to set up this harpoon shot. But to potentially set this harpoon shot, but block you. That was a big thing. Just try to slow that positioning down just a smidge here. So barrel rolling, just trying to cut down. The barrel rolling obviously now because of the bomb. That was the big one. But then it just looked a little bit better for the bump.
If I had kind of slow roll, then you were able to catch me without tokens.
Yeah.
So just trying to find my maneuver template.
Yeah, the very used number 1.
Yeah,
so you go into a block, or you purposely ailerons to do a bump. Yeah. I think you went in quite quick. I think you actually did like a 2-hard or 2 bank or 3 bank, something like that.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was quick if I remember.
Just strikers doing striker things.
Yeah, going right through Soul. Using a fancy to mark.
Oh yeah, only did the one bank.
Yeah, but it was enough to get through. So that's the. Yeah, so you're at range 1. Yeah, it looks like range 1 of the Key Magilla, just perfectly where I don't want you to be. So. So I guess hindsight, the focus was the call. That I was I think I was fighting over. Do I take a target lock or focus? Yeah, right now, focus.
Yeah. At the moment, I don't know why, but in my head I got, okay, I can potentially barrel roll out of auto blaster range, which was, now looking at it, it's like, nope, I just got tunnel vision on that.
Yeah.
That's what I ended up doing.
It's okay. I didn't have either token, focus or target lock, so nothing's hitting. It's only, you need one or the other, and then you'll roll the opposite. So you have to have double mods. That's a word of advice from Greg. Always make sure you have an evade token as well if you could. So Yeah, you barrel rolled. I think you still got everything everything's still an arc of everything.
Yeah. So it was a very needless barrel roll, but it ended up helping me out in future rounds.
So bombs going off, asteroids gone, not a huge deal.
Auto blaster.
Yeah, blanks.
Yeah.
And I really needed the auto blaster just to try to get something, right?
One or two to shut off the ability.
Shut off the ability. That was just the dream there. But yeah, here's 5 dice. Just gonna unload. We're just checking for the predator. I think close to in.
I think it was just out.
Yeah, just out. Yeah, so just out, but nice 5 dice. Probably, yeah, and with expertise, looks like nice 3 hits, and that's spend the focus, keep it alive. Just try to take something off that Pierce the back. So probably about 3 or 2 hull left on the Kimagilla, not much. Range 1 back and 2 hits. It looks like so. And no problem, no consequences. No consequences at all from that. So yeah, auto blaster, nothing. The range 1 there from the Kimagilla, nothing. So.
In this game, like dice, I don't like to comment too much about dice because they're variance machines. But in this game, I had the best of dice and the worst of dice.
Early game, you had the worst, and then later you got key rolls, but it's all part of it. Well, you set up really well to allow the dice that when they did have time to help you, it was the perfect time to help you. So now this was the time that I'm okay, great. I have a Kimagilla on fire. Soul's looking the wrong way. Everything I do, you're evading. what do I do? This is that moment.
I do not envy your position at this
point.
No, Soul's pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, I kind of put Soul in a bad spot to kind of gamble a little bit, and if a block would have worked, obviously that would have been good, but it didn't work. So now it's like, all right, how can we recover from this? Still got the lock though on countdown. Countdown just clinging to life with the 1 hull. Clinging to life with 1 hull. Just being a nuisance. It's just something you got to think about. Just trying to kill Imperial ships. It's never easy.
No. Whenever you think you got them trapped.
Especially when they got PS. It's just. Why don't people use Duchess? Is there a reason that people don't use Duchess more, or is it because they're still strikers?
Maybe.
So.
2.0 sooner fell, guaranteed pass pilots.
Yeah. So I think in my mind here, it's because I still got that target lock on countdown. I'm pretty sure I'm out of harpoons. I'm thinking the Talon from Soul there. Yeah, turning in. I'm kind of just trying to double down, take out countdown as much as I can, or just I have to get rid of countdown. That's just what we have to do right now.
Yep. I didn't expect the 3 hard. I figured that you were going to try to K-turn again to keep putting up. Well, maybe not K-turn because of the position.
I just kind of figured too, just based off where you were. I wasn't really sure what you were going to do with. Pierce the back. But that being said, if you could focus down the Kim, because I think I knew at that point I lost the Kimagilla. Like it was on flames that I needed you to focus it. So. Soul could try pick on the other striker, right? So let's just all remind that Pierce back is still full health, so you can't fly out the window at this point, and Pierce back just throwing 4 dice, kind of unscathed. So barrel rolling just to get covered behind a rock, I'm pretty sure. So.
The barrel roll was to get. I anticipated you doing the Talon roll.
Okay.
So the barrel roll was to kind of help not get shot at by Soul, so that I could get. Even if the Kimagilla does kill countdown, I would still be able to have the simultaneous fire. Yeah,
we got Soul, Talon rolling. Not as forgiving as TLT, so you got to kind of have to always have things looking at your front arc or big barrel rolling to get into range 1. Yeah, K-turn. Yeah, that was just setting up the good box there at the Kimagilla. So just out.
Barrel roll paying off.
Yeah, just out by a hair there.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're just gonna have a count. Oh yeah, you got a shot there.
I think it was a range 3, if I believe.
Yeah.
My head's right in the way, so we can't actually see.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's.
I'm pretty sure it was 3. Or might have been just C.
Yeah, so nice 4 dice. So 2 hits, 2 and.
Yeah, 2. So range 3. And you natty out of that.
Looks like it, yeah. And then yeah, me threw a rock. Oh no, this is the harpoon. It's harpoon, so it's reloaded harpoon. So I got one, 2 and a crit. It looks like there with crit with guy's chips. And then yeah, I think no matter what you did, you were dead. Oh, but you still got a retaliation shot, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's dead. Dead countdown. Finally. Yeah. But yeah, you got your retaliation shot there.
The third harpoon is always the one.
Yeah, the third harpoon is the one you need, and I think this is enough to kill the Kimagilla. I'm pretty sure.
I think it just took one crit.
Oh yeah, one crit.
I think it was a PS0 crit. At
Yeah,
that point,
that's
or
right.
something like that.
Yeah, it was. This thing, it's on flames. It has 1-2 hull max. It's it's not in good water. So yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure Soul has no shields whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's.
And Kimagilla is on flames, and then a full health Sabak. So ideally, yeah, turn that Kimagilla, try to get that back in. The 2 bank there from Soul. That's the only green, but leading up to range 1. But I gotta burn down. I gotta get some damage on Sabak, right? So.
Yeah. And at this point, I don't think we were both kind of just thinking, okay, this is getting to the end game. How are we going to position ourselves to?
Yeah, I think at this point there's probably like 15 minutes left-ish. Soul being the most valuable, point-wise ship on the board, but you're not outrunning strikers. There's nothing I could have done to run, right? Realistically, I could have bought myself maybe a few minutes here or there by thinking of one left and went right instead, but they'll catch you. That's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
So.
And I think we'll just.
You're all set. Me staying hydrated. It's important to stay hydrated.
Yep.
Yeah, all set. There you go. So let's see. Yeah. Probably a canter. Yeah.
Just slight.
Slight bump. Get things better in arc. Just helpful bumps. Yeah.
These things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing else I think I was thinking of trajectory simming a bomb. Pretty sure that's because I was like, maybe you're going to turn in and end up right around there. So I think I'm thinking long and hard, and I ended up doing it. Yeah. So. Yeah. Thinking you're just whatever banks you do.
Trajectory Simulator I really like it as a bombing card actually.
Yeah.
But it's such a pain in the butt to play
Yeah, so
the game.
Yeah, and me just trying to get out of the bomb. Even though if I would have stayed there, it would have been in good position. But I was like, oh man, I've been rolling nothing but hits on my own self, so gotta not do that.
So I just one banking kind of this way, whichever way he went. I was pretty confident I was able to just take the evades. No.
Yeah, take the evades. Yeah, I got you. I got 2 shots on you, but you got an evade token. So here's just primary. Looks like 1 hit. Yeah, no problem. You got that.
Got it without even needing lightweight.
Yeah, you got that. And then you're gonna just unleash Fury into Soul there. Yep, for 3 hits with expertise, and of course they'll do blank. Yeah, so it's 3. Yep. Kimagilla range 3 through a rock, so untokened, so should have had an evade token here. That would have been helpful for me. And it looks like 2 hits, so around 1 or 2 hits. Yeah, so yeah, it's you still have your evade token. There's nothing going through on that guy. So yeah, at this point I'm like, okay, here everything I have is on fire. Here I gotta start getting some bumps on you, or I gotta start real making a kill box, because now Soul's on flames, right? So it's just a matter of time till both ships you can just take out, right?
Dance around, do the
just
do the aileron dance.
Yeah.
And I think this one took a while to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll pause it for you guys, and then we'll find out when we get to movement here. Thanks. All right, we're back here. So 3 straight for the Kimagilla, just trying to lose that stress. So at this point, I didn't really like the positioning of where it was looking compared to where the striker could be. So barrel rolling, just likely I may get it out of arc. But that being said, it's just where it was. At this moment here, you can get out of my arc, but you could have got in, you could have got into my arc a lot easier. So
Yep.
yeah, using Soul's ability here, bomblet, and then the 3 Talon roll, and everyone, oh, why are you Talon rolling? And honestly, just because you gotta have front guns on that striker, right? Because Auto Blaster's only range 1, and if that thing will dance around you and you'll miss it every time you can. So maybe could have used Genius, but I'm pretty sure I was hurt at this point. So
You don't want to kill yourself.
no, I've done that enough. So didn't.
So at this point, I dialed in a 1 hard to the left with Sabak there, which was on kind of my catch-all move because I wasn't sure which way he was going to go, which way Bryson you were going to go there. So I was thinking, like, if you had kind of gone slow, I would have 1 bank to the right, 1 hard, or in this case, we set up the bump. So I just ailerons for the bump and then 1 hard to face the Kimogila. I was risking the Auto Blaster shot, but at this point, with having full health, I was fairly confident I could take out the Kimogila.
Yeah, and then this is a testing. I think the 1 hard needed too.
Yep.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, so we got. So you got a perfect range 1 maneuvering there, just through Soul there. But yeah, then you're also range 1 of the so you took an evade. So starting off, bomb's not gonna hit anyone, goes away. Auto Blaster turret here. Auto Blaster, I needed that to hit. So then just to take off that ability, that would have been super helpful. I think I might have, for whatever reason, had you in the front arc too. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so
my back corner.
Yeah, so the
your front arc.
back arc is still in the front guy. So I'm just deciding what's better, 4 dice or 2 dice. But I went for the 2, and
I think you rolled double focus.
yeah, double focus. So yeah, just always make sure you got full mods all the time on every roll. So yeah, here's some pain. Yeah, here's 5
Predator 2.0.
Predator 2.0 to a dead Tyranny. So, or not Tyranny, just a cartel ball or whatever that is. So.
Tyranny Light.
Yeah, Tyranny Light. So dealing out the disrespect,
Dealing out
overkill.
the pain.
Yeah, dealing out the disrespect. So yeah, so we got the cartels off the board. We got Soul, just limping at this point. Stressed, and then the striker pretty much untouched right now. So at this point, I think in my head I was, okay, it's 12 minutes left. I'm worth more points. I have to run, but and I was like, I can't do that. I gotta kill this ship.
Yeah,
there's no way I can get around this. So
it's very hard to.
When you got double repositions with and the striker, it can move surprisingly fast, right? With adaptive ailerons, whatever it equates to. With a 3 straight equals like a 5 straight or whatever, right? So
if you do the 3 bank, the 1 bank and the 3 bank, it's like 5.5.
Yeah,
or something
it's a super fast chip. So just getting more onto the. I don't even think I've hit you with a bomb yet this game. So
you got me with a countdown at the beginning. But
other than that, it was just been nada. So just 2 bank. I'm stressed. Limited skirt dial. Target lock because I.
And then I just do my ailerons, and then I remembered that I had the seismic.
Yep. And I completely this is me remembering that I forgot you had the seismic, and I was like, oh brother, this is not good here.
So just 3 straight out of there.
Yep.
At this point I knew that if I tried to turn around to chase, that I'd just be eating bombs. So pull away, disengage, come around.
So this is. Here it is, the seismic going off onto the range 1 of the assets. Asteroid going away, me taking another damage. So Soul has 1 health at this point here. Checking arc, just out of arc, so life's not looking good for Soul there.
And at this point of the board, just those seismics removed.
Just
really opened up the whole board.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think you knew exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, you have to turn there. I had to just face you. I had a target lock, so hopefully with double mods at this point I could try push through just 2 damage, right? And then Crit. I think I was crit fishing right now. Trying to get a blinded, get a direct, get a major to it, something, right? Like once you start getting damage through on those ships, they'll just go away, but you have to get damage onto them, right? So
Yeah.
You're thinking, like, do I K-turn, or do your fancy K-turn? How do you engage me, I guess, is the...
I was debating the one forward sloop to kind of keep further the disengaging, because at this point I wasn't sure with I was pretty sure you were going to be banking in. I just wasn't sure if your bank in was going to, because I was thinking doing the one bank right, then the one hard right turn.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if your bank in would then put, even if I barrel rolled, you might be able to get it, so I'm not being able to shoot you.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, if I do the K turns and you go fast, then I don't have expertise, I don't have actions, and my green dice have helped me out this game, but I don't like to ever rely on my green dice.
No, you've been good spots. Auto Blaster. One of these days I'll get the enough tokens, right? So, yeah, it's when you roll double crits, and you're like, that's exactly what I didn't want. So yeah, just one banking. It's best. Even at this point, it didn't even matter because anything you're gonna do, you're probably gonna be an arc.
Yeah. So I ended up going with the one hard turn.
Yeah. Face off here.
Can't even find it.
Yeah, it's.
All my templates are. I'm still using my original templates I got like 4 years ago. So.
Yeah, you're one of the only few who decided to do that. So.
Yeah. I like to pay the iron price, and I haven't won any yet. So.
So I think it looks like about a range 2 shot. So this is my goal here. I'm fully modded. This is the got to get 2 damage on. Try and turn off that ability. 3 hits, and you just got out of it.
I had 1 evade, and I spent the evade.
Yeah.
So you got 1 damage on Sabak finally.
I got 1 damage on the Sabak, and that was at this point I knew that with all things.
And then expertise, 4 dice.
Yeah, so that it was well done there. I promise I wasn't despite what it looks like I wasn't throwing a hissy fit. I was just more like, man. So
last year, because of we started back in February, so
yeah.
this was a combination of like 4 months or 5
Yeah,
months
yeah.
or whatever it is.
No, it was really well played by Raymond. He was he's best striker player in Edmonton here. You just put those where they needed to be. So just in the initial stages of the list, from the list matchups, everyone's like, oh man, Bryson's list, it's just such a good list. It's like, but they're 3. If they can't hit things, they're useless, right? And once the initial joust is off, then it's like, well, you.
When arcs matter, it's nice having
exactly.
the ability to react. So no, it was a really tight game. Like especially like as you saw at the beginning, like I was feeling a little like kind of salty at the beginning with how that first round went, but I was like, you have to just keep pushing through because dice can do dice things, but
it works for you. It can work against you. It's just how it goes. Yeah. It's and I know it was a lot of fun. Raymond was a really good opponent. The whole league was a super fun experience. So
yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope
we
weren't too awkward. Well, myself, anyways. I'm
just again, I'm Bryson. Second place in Edmonton's league.
And first place currently.
Yeah.
Until next year.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys.